Hi everyone, and welcome back. Now today's video is all about our circadian rhythm and the night shift worker. So here we have the same diagram as in the last video with the same things happening inside our body during the night. It's a 24-hour period, midnight, midday, and 6 p.m. sunset that evening and a 6 a.m. sunrise in the morning, and showing the stages of sleep that occur throughout the night. But now let's include a night shift worker. But it could also easily be a nighttime party animal who doesn't know when to quit yet, a celebrity rock star whose events are at nighttime, or an international flight crew member, or someone who plays international Xbox games through the night. It could also be someone who finds it less disruptive to do their business administration in the middle of the night, male or female, any age, and it doesn't matter, as the same process still applies. Now for our worker, the work shift starts at 6 p.m. that evening when the sun is beginning to set. Mentally, he or she feels fully alert to start the shift, but their body clock is beginning to trigger their body to prepare for sleep. Whether they know it or not, they are simply not operating at optimum efficiency. You see, it's sunset and their ancient body clock is signaling their body to produce melatonin, the sleep signaling hormone. After a full day, adenosine, the sleep pressure hormone, is now at its highest level, forcing them towards sleep. It naturally fades away overnight during sleep, but right now it's at its highest and can't effectively fade away with the normal nightly process ritual, which in this case is simply not happening because they're wide awake. Now the cortisol, the wake-up hormone, is naturally at its lowest, which means our worker has nothing to keep him awake. The body lowers its temperature by about 2 degrees and our worker can feel chilly and drowsy right throughout the night. And of course the body clock turns off the food processing toilet system. But the shift worker then eats a meal at midnight, plus 2 smoko periods. And that is in direct conflict with the other vital body functions such as kidney, liver, brain, etc. Now because our worker is wide awake during the time period set aside for the crucial nightly non-REM and REM stages, those stages simply do not occur. They can only occur during a fixed time period throughout the night after the sun has set, and only when the individual is in that complete, deep, comatose sleep stage. And it doesn't happen the following morning when our worker has their catch-up sleep during the day. So because they are awake, working hard through the middle of the night, the crucial sleep stages which are meant to be activated are missing in their life. And many of the crucial processes performed by the kidney and liver, etc., have not been performed efficiently. The longest part of the night is around 2 to 4 a.m. and then our worker starts to slowly come alive again as their body begins to wake up with the timing of the dawn and the sleep process is reversing, turning off the complete sleep process and the turning on of the daytime wake-up hormones and functions. And finally at 6 a.m, sunrise, work done for the night and it's time to go home. And they are now beginning to wind down from a long night at work. It's time to rest. But when everyone else, including their body clock, is saying it's time to wake up, our shift worker then goes home and tries to get deep, sound, restorative sleep during the time of the day when humans are naturally the most alert and active. Now many night shift workers sleep well because they are fatigued after a long night, but to get that quality restorative sleep at this time is potentially a mission impossible. On the outside everything looks pretty tired but normal, but it's on the inside where we can't see that over time the problems are mounting. So how big a deal is this? Well, over time their stress response has become highly activated and they are beginning to show any of the common signs and symptoms of long-term stress on their body. Now, anecdotally, many long-term night shift workers have elevated blood indicator levels and require GP intervention. Also, I believe it's the Swedish government which recognises the damage done to a person's health resulting from a long-term career doing night shift work. And because of this, the government increased the retirement benefit for individuals to compensate them for potential additional health costs that come from having a career doing night shift. God, who would have known? Now, as for the rest of us, the same thing is happening to a varying degree, simply by being awake after the sun has set. The white light of any artificial lighting system on those light-sensitive cells in our eyes is always interpreted by our brain as being the light from the rising sun. Now, this tells our body it's early morning, when actually it's evening, and the entire sleep, which is the restoration process for our human body, is completely compromised. Now, common sense, isn't it really? But the last thing we want to do is trigger the awakening response when it's time for us to be asleep, and vice versa. And the many studies are conclusive on this. So, there we go. Food for thought, I hope. Good job, everyone. We've done it again. We now know the importance of our circadian rhythm. I believe most people simply don't. For me, knowing this information has become very empowering and certainly explains a lot about our sleep process and our ability to get good sleep. In the next video, we will get further into the sleep process happening inside our body, and we'll keep building the stress picture. Okay? Great job, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.